Hi everyone, today we're going to switch things up and move over to some different floral projects. So the first project we have is the one I was telling you about with the wreaths. So this is the wreath that I purchased at Goodwill for $1.99. And then I purchased this smaller wreath also at Goodwill. This one was $3.99. So, quick and easy project. This little wreath on its own is just not large enough for my door. This one is, but it's too plain. So, I'm just going to take some craft wire, attach the two, make one larger, more lush wreath. Something that looks a little bit more expensive and covers more space. And then the second project we have is the topiary. So this topiary, again, doesn't have the price tag on it. There wasn't a tag. I took it up there. If I remember correctly, it was $5.99 is the price she gave me, but it was 50% off day, so then it was half of the $5.99. So it's like $3. And this is all made out of rebar. You can find a lot of different topiaries at Goodwill's. A lot of them are going to be outdated that people bring. You can find one like this where it has a single ball. You can find the ones that have a Christmas tree shape, or the ones that are 2-tier and 3-tier. Whatever one you find, you can take all the outdated floral stuff off and change that up to what you'd like it to be. We're going to make this one for fall as well. And then for supplies, you're going to need different picks and leaves. This is the bin of stuff that I bought. If you watched the video with the different supplies on it, this is the one that's $5.99 for the bin full from my local Fry's grocery store. That's all the stuff inside. So for the topiary, I'm going to use these. I'm just going to pull the different leaves off, remove all of this, and put those in. And then for your supplies, this is my little box for floral. First project, you'll need craft wire. So this little green thing of wire I purchased from Michael's. I think it was $3 or $4. Another alternative you have is at your dollar stores and your 99-cent stores, Dollar Trees. You can get this. This is in the your housewares department, galvanized wire. And if you're going to be able to hide it where you won't really see the silver, this could be a good alternative. That was only 99 cents. Got my wire cutters. These were a Dollar Tree purchase. And then to attach the leaves in here, I'll need these little floral pins or greening pins. These were at Michael's. I think normally these are like $4 or $5, but of course Michael's always has their 40% off coupons you can use for that. So I've got these. I'm going to use my green since I have it. So just depending on how cheaply you find your supplies, this is another project that could be anywhere from under $10 to much more, depending on how fancy you want to get with it or what kind of deals you can find. Now for these loose leaves, you can just buy like 1 or 2 garlands and pull the leaves off of the garlands. And again, watch for your Michael's coupons for 40% off those. That way you don't have to spend too much on that. This is kind of a little oddball thing that I found. Or watch out for your yard sales too, for anybody that used to craft with recycling. So, first project we'll start with is our quick and easy project, which is the wreath. So I'm going to remove my price tag. So I've got the one price tag removed from here, and then remove my other price tag from the smaller wreath. So quick and easy. I'm going to find exactly where I want to put this. Right. Do that. And then you just take your craft wire and cut it into different lengths that you'll think you'll need just to wrap and attach the 2 pieces or 2 wreaths. And then, I hope you guys can see this, you're just going to wrap it through a couple of the different vines on the smaller wreath. You don't want to just put it on one because you want it to be nice and stable. Put it through one of those vines. Again, feed it through a few vines on your bigger wreath. And then you take your wire here and just go around and around just like you would a bread tie. Follow that same process all the way around on a few different spots, at least your top, bottom, and left and right. I'm going to repeat this process again and I'll show you guys how it looks. And this is our finished product. So we have a wreath with more interest and looks more expensive for just a few minutes, quick little tie-ups, and cost effective. All right, so on to the next. For our next project, we're going to start the topiary. And for that, you're just going to remove all of the things that you don't like and don't want in your design. This can get a little messy depending on how they attached everything in here. Now if you have picks like I do too, notice that I'm sorry, I'll break that a little bit better. Notice I'm kind of holding what's around it together. You don't want your picks to pull apart big chunks like that one almost did. So try to kind of brace the material behind it and just pull out as gently as you can. Now with these topiaries, another way you can do this, I'm doing individual leaves because I have these metal things in between and I like the metal. I'm going to try to fit the leaves behind them if I can. But on the other styles of topiaries, you can actually do this simpler than attaching a leaf at a time, and you could even attach like a full garland. Just wrap the garland all around it and use a couple of pins. I want mine to be a little neater, but also show this really pretty shape that I think they've done with this ironwork. Okay, as you can see, I removed everything, kept a lot of that intact, which is good. Oop, lost some pieces. This was messy, so I did have to do a quick cleanup. So now what I'll start doing is picking the different leaves that I'm going to place on the topiary. And I'm going to fit them underneath the metal. And position them the way that I like. Alright, so that's my first one. I'm going to complete that process all the way around by alternating different leaf colors. And you can make this in any pattern that you'd like. I'm going to have them different ways at different angles to make them look more natural. And once I get a little bit through this, I will show you guys a little update. So far, I have all of this wrapped with the leaves and just kind of alternating the patterns. Now, of course, if you're like me, you have to pick these difficult projects, so I'm having to push all of the leaves in between here, pull them through. It's just a little more time consuming than your normal topiary. If you don't have this, you're gonna be able to just pin them in or just wrap your garland and be done with this fairly quickly. But it's not too bad, I'm getting there. So I'm gonna continue to catch up with you guys once I get a little bit further. I finished the top part. I didn't end up needing the pins since everything's being held behind by the ironwork. The only thing I need to do now is figure out what we want to do at the bottom. So I have a couple different options. I've got sunflowers that were in here. I've got different little picks that are in here. I've got like these berries. So I'm just going to kind of play around, see what I like best. this. It's actually a little bit large compared to all the leaves up top. The berries, got different colored ones, so I could fit those even going different ways. Let's see how my pick looks here. Also got the bird. And I think I like the bird. So I'm going to cut the little tag off here. Now for the bird, the pick is nice, but could be fuller. I'm just going to add in some additional leaves to it and around it. Okay, so let's finish this off. I added my bird. Now it has some reds in here, and there weren't any reds on the pick, so I just picked some extra red leaves that I had around, added them in, squished the little bird down, and then also added some berries just to fill in the pick. And that wraps up our floral projects for this week. Again, the budgets can vary just depending on what you find, especially topiary wise. And then you have your wreaths, how to make a larger wreath and how you can make maybe a smaller, cheaper wreath look a lot more expensive. Hope you enjoyed the projects. This is something that can carry you from the beginning of fall, so like beginning of September, all the way through the end of Thanksgiving. If you want to reuse these for Christmas, at least the topiary one, you can. Add some lights to it, some different leaves, different foliage, maybe some poinsettias, and you can use that through New Year. So I will see you guys on the next one.